Hi everyone, this is Attorney Lee Dreiser with important information about transferring the ownership of your vehicle to your revocable living trust. Now, there are really three approaches. The first is actually transferring the ownership into the trust by completion of a form at the DMV entitled Trust Appointment and Powers Affidavit. And what you do is you can submit this form even by mail now along with the certificate of title for the vehicle, and you're designating that you want the ownership to be transferred to you as trustee of your trust. What's important about that process is knowing that the name that's going to be reflected as the owner of the vehicle, that is you as trustee of the trust, must match what's on the proof of insurance. So before you submit this form, make sure you contact your insurance agent and have them change the certificate or proof of insurance to reflect you as trustee of your trust. You submit those documents to the DMV, and then they'll reissue the title document showing that you as trustee of the trust are now the owner of the vehicle. Now, if you're not the owner of the vehicle because you have financed it, it's a little more difficult because you're actually going to have to get the permission of the lien holder to sign off on this to complete this type of transfer. But what happens if you do nothing? Well, that's another approach. It's not the best approach, and it's certainly not one that we recommend. However, what's important to understand is that upon your passing, if you do nothing, and that vehicle is valued at less than $25,000 at the time of your death, then your heir or your beneficiary will actually be able to take a document known as an affidavit for transfer of title without probate to the DMV, provide them a death certificate, and have the new title issued to them as your heir or beneficiary. However, there are a number of problems or limitations associated with them being able to do that. The third method is to utilize what's called the transfer on death application. And this is an interesting process because what you do is you complete a form that is on the DMV's website. There's a $20 fee. And what you're doing is you're adding a beneficiary so that upon your passing, this is the person who's going to receive the vehicle. If you want to convey it to more than one person, you would just add several beneficiaries on there, and there's a $20 processing fee. So you have different options, but it's very important to make sure that these valuable assets are all transferred into the trust or addressed, because if they don't get addressed in your estate plan, then we may very well end up having to file in probate a set-aside proceeding. Now, it's a relatively quick process, but the problem is why incur additional expenses when you have all these other options that can avoid this kind of time and hassle down the road. If you have any questions about this transfer process, please do not hesitate to contact us. Take care now.